Now, that organization alleges that the U.S. government is responsible for the 9/11 attacks.
Hip-hop forever.
And I'm not going to say balls because women don't have balls, but women have courage too. And we need y'all in this struggle as well. We need you to ask those questions. We need you to encourage your children to ask these questions. And to never be afraid of somebody saying, oh, you know what, you're just one of them. You know what? You might not even know who the building manager in your building is. You don't know Bin Laden's secret code name, the CIA name. So what the fuck would you know about, you know what I mean? And I don't need to tell you that. You see what I'm saying? People that sit there and say those things never happened. Or that idiot that interrupted Obama the other day and screamed at him and said, you're a liar. He was the same person that was saying that we never gave Saddam Hussein weapons of mass destruction back in the day. You know, these are people that have a denial within themselves. And when we talk about terrorism, I just came back from the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota. About domestic terrorism? How about stealing Native American children when they're 7 years old to be re-educated into a Eurocentric white supremacist ideology that was formed during the 60s and 70s? How about telling people all over the world that, you know what, black is ugly and white is good? So let's invent whitening cream in India and spread it to the rest of the fucking world, and let's do all this stuff that doesn't let us come to the core value of who we are as a people. Because we're a human race. And finally, I'll end with this. People always talk about how much it means to be an American. I'm an American, I'm American. What'd you ever do to be considered an American? Because you came out of the pussy in Colorado? No, I've met people. I can't say I know them very well, but I've met them. Brothers from Central America, brothers from the Caribbean that don't even have citizenship, that went to Iraq and Afghanistan to fight. And now they're petitioning the government to get citizenship. And when I see these chicken hawk people on stage talking about how they're not real Americans, ask yourself when you leave today, what did you do to contribute to this nation? What did you deliver to your people? And not in some broad spectrum, but to your own community where you live in your neighborhood, because that's where it starts. That's when you have to take control of your own community, I'm not a revolutionary because I went to Afghanistan. You don't have to go halfway around the world to get your fucking head blown off. You can do that in North Philly, right? Woo! You can do that. You can have that done to you in Brownsville. Believe me. I tell you, the only reason that I did that was to show people that if we can succeed there, if I can succeed, you know, ducking and dodging in between Al-Qaeda and the Taliban and building orphanage for people, then there's no excuse for us not to be able to do that here within each and every community that we have and be self-sustaining, so that way we don't have to rely on an empire that is not giving us shit and won't even give us a straight answer about what the fuck happened all those years ago. I appreciate all of you coming here, and I appreciate all the time that you've taken out of your day and all the hard work. I appreciate the fact that you continue to ask these questions, and I appreciate the fact that you continue to say to yourselves in your personal thoughts and in those quiet moments that are away from everybody else, that it doesn't matter how much people try to weigh the world down on you, that we can't afford to buckle now. We can't afford to just give up and say, hey, you know what? Fine, I'll just believe the lie. Because a lot of people do that. A lot of people just believe the lie for their whole life. And then they wake up 40 years later, life has already passed them by. Don't let that happen to you. God bless, and have a good evening.